Here we go, folks, back with our post-match pint after Aberdeen 1, Celtic 2. We're here at Malone's Bar in Glasgow as usual. I'm joined by Ryan. First of all, Ryan, what a monumental 3 points that ended up the day.
Absolutely massive 3 points, and massive to get it off the back of the performances we've been stringing together over practically the last 2 and a bit months. The performances have been largely positive, but certainly since the turn of the year. The turn of the year has been, that's 9 wins in a row. 9 wins in a row in all competitions, and that is the mark of champions today, is to come out there, not put on that level of performance and still walk away with the 3 points. Massive. It took us 75 minutes to get the first corner.
Aye.
So I'm sure we can talk about the game in a bit more depth, but massive 3 points, and that has to be the sign that we're on the right track and we're moving towards that 9 in a row.
Aye, absolutely. As it stands right now, we're 13 points clear, given that it's 2:30 as we're recording this. So 13 points clear is a massive gap, considering how we came into this. Started this second half of the season after the winter break. From the get-go today, you could tell the type of game it was going to be. Difficult conditions. It's similar to last weekend. You'll notice we're inside this week. No braving the conditions in
Definitely no braving it today.
Treacherous conditions up there. So again, Pittodrie's windy at the best of times, never mind in a storm. And you can tell the first 10 minutes of the game before it settled, a lot of high balls. It was in the play was in our defensive third a lot. Aberdeen a cut across into the box without creating any real chances, but then we go ahead through Callum McGregor's 11th goal of the season, 3 league games in the spin. He scored, I think that's his 5th goal since the turn of the year. He's really able to get forward in this 3-5-2 formation, and he makes that late on in and gets a goal after brilliant work by Griffiths.
Aye, and I said that during the game, Callum McGregor in that more advanced position is always going to get goals for you. I think over the last couple of seasons we've seen him sit deeper in that 4-3-2-1, but this 3-5-2 has allowed him a bit of freedom to roam, and he does it so well because he's fallen in there and continuing that run on the basis that a scrap comes up and he's first to it. So well finished, side foot sitting into the bottom corner of the net, and just that ability for him to be first to kind of anticipate that ball's coming out to him and then finish into the bottom corner. Fantastic.
I think that's something he wouldn't have done in the old formation. And the 4-2-3-1. He doesn't really arrive in the box as much, and that's why he's scored 3 games in a row, 5 since the turn of the year. That's really helped him get further forward. Aye, free roaming, and when he gets forward, you know he's got goals in him. So really good to see, really positive, and you think the game's going to kick on a wee bit for there, but it didn't, and I'm sure we can delve into deeper that. Aye, the game kind of went back to that pattern. A lot of the play in our defensive third, there was a spell. Aberdeen obviously got the goal in 27-28 minutes. Even the 10 minutes after that, the ball was still in our defensive third. A lot of high balls, a lot of crosses. We gave away some cheap free kicks, which obviously you don't want to do against Aberdeen because that's what they play on. They play for those, getting all the big guys into the box. They're a big physical side. They play off set pieces. Their goal, we've switched off at the back post. It's Griffiths who's lost the man. I think we've got 2 men spare at the back post. They had a couple of men spare at the back post once or twice in the first half. Poor defensively though.
Aye, we were really poor defensively, and I think we've looked shaky defensively. And I think that some people are giving it a nod to the 3-5-2, but I think we've looked poor defensively a lot of times, and I think I might even come to say that Ayer hasn't looked that strong in the centre half position since the turn of the year. I think that he's looked like a liability at times. I think today that he should have got something onto that ball that dropped in the middle of the box.
He went in with Kennedy and he didn't get it.
Aye, he should have got something onto that ball. Griff switched off at the back, he was sleeping, but again he's not a defender.
No.
And we just had to deal with that ball better. I think we don't deal well with balls going into the middle of the box, and when you've got 12'10" centre halves in there without Jozo or Beaton, that we have to do better, we have to do much better, but we didn't. Ayer just is one of those players right now that I would like to, if we had somebody else to come in there and do a job for us in that back three when we're playing a 3-5-2, I would have somebody else in there.
Well, you said to me during the game, Ayer's best form is probably at right back, and I laughed. And then he goes to right back and he scores the winner, but we'll get to that. It was just an ugly game. It was an ugly game. Reminiscent of the likes of your games away to Livingston, where it doesn't happen for you. We struggled to have any spells of possession, any spells of pressure. We were going very direct today, which didn't suit us with the conditions.
Again, like Livingston.
Aye, we didn't get into any rhythm at all, and it just looks, for long spells, like it's going to be one of the games where you drop points, but it wasn't, and that's massive for us. Sorry, on you go.
For me, I think that we really struggle when a team brings a level of physicality to the game and bullies you. I think we struggle with that, and I think we struggle to do the basics when we're under a bit of physical pressure. I think that when you've got a big guy like Curtis Main up the other end of the park, or you've got somebody who's willing to bring the physicality and bully players, I think we struggle to get the basics done, to pass, to make the passes, and to get out of our own third. And we really did see that today. We did struggle to get our own third, and it kind of goes to show that by the 75th minute, that was us just getting our first corner.
Aye, it was one of the games, but even into the second half, nothing really happened in the game. Aberdeen were the better team, because they were keeping the ball again in our half, in our defensive third, making us defend crosses. They didn't have a great deal of chances, but we just couldn't get out. We couldn't get a rhythm going. We couldn't have any spells of possession. The one time that we did look like we'd unlocked the door, Edward, who is involved every time we look like we're going to do something positive, Edward links up with Hayes, and Johnny Hayes is in, and you just knew he was going to miss it.
100% knew he was going to miss it. Joe Lewis stands up tall, right? He stays tall, he stays big, but there was no finesse there. He wasn't trying, and I'm sure we can talk about the exact polar opposite of what Johnny Hayes did, because Johnny Hayes went for power. He just went to blast it, and when a keeper stands tall and stays big, blasting's what they're looking for. They're looking for you just to bluter it and then hope that they've made themselves big enough to stop that, and that's what it did. It was a shame because the link up between him and Edward there, just to be 1-2 and the go and back in, was really good. But to see him not finish it when that's the kind of game you're in, you know that's a shot that you have to kind of take.
Aye, and that link up was something that we didn't have often enough, and we didn't create enough chances. So when that comes along, 70 odd minutes, you think massive chance. Johnny Hayes, he's garbage. I can't I can't cope with him anymore. We know that he's a trier. I'd be a trier. You'd be a trier. Everybody sitting in the stands would be a trier. He's not got the basic level of technical quality that you need to be a Celtic player, particularly playing a wide position. All right, centre halves and that might not have, certain midfielders might not have brilliant technical quality, but he gets in these positions out wide. He has that chance today, and there's no finesse, there's no composure at the end of it. He's just put his head down and blasted it. Much like every single time he gets in a crossing position, he just puts his head down and whips it out the park 8 times out of 10.
A couple of times a day he did that horrendously.
I mean, he's just no good enough. No, Taylor goes off injured, he has to come on. He's the only option we've got on the bench to play at left back. But my God, it's a struggle watching.
It was a struggle, and for me, I think there's a lot of positives about the way Johnny Hayes has played this season, and I think you can see why. Again, he's all heart and he gives his all, and you've said that we would do the same. But you can see why Lennon likes him. But for me today, it just wasn't nothing he did today came off. Nothing. It was horrendous. The balls that he was trying to throw into the box and ended up way behind the goal before it even got across the goal. It was crazy to watch. Is that because of the wind, or is he just that bad?
And listen, people will say, no doubt in the comments, people will say, oh, but he said good games this season. You think about Lazio away, and you think, he said a couple of alright games this season where he's got by. But see domestically, where we've got the ball and we need the quality to create things, and particularly in games like that today, I've said before, those games where it's stuffy and horrible and ugly can sometimes suit Johnny Hayes, but in those games you also need quality when you get into the positions in the final third that you don't get into very often in those tight games, and he's just not got the quality. Anyway, we did eventually get the breakthrough, and Odsonne Edouard was involved again. Edouard, little flick. I said when the start 11 prediction actually on Wednesday night, he had a couple of day flicks round the corner, brilliant. He can see them before anybody else, and he sets it in for Forrest. Forrest does brilliantly, by the way. I think he goes by 2 or 3 challenges. The space develops for Ayer in that right hand channel. Ayer's made a lung burst and run, by the way, to get in that position. And what a finish!
Absolute classic finish.
What a finish.
That's what you're looking for Johnny Hayes, 15 minutes or 10 minutes earlier.
Well, there's my point. Man that's a centre half has a better composure than
a better right back.
The man that's a natural winger. Couldn't he buck up that composure? What a finish.
So a cracking finish. The movement, just the awareness of Odsonne Edouard. is something to be marvelled every single game, right? It was man-marked right out of that game by 3 or 4 players. Every time the ball was coming to him, there's 3 or 4 players on about him, and there always is.
Yeah.
Progressively, there always has been in his time at Celtic, and I think it's always going to be the way it is. But the awareness that he had just to flick with the back of his heel and open the game up and change the whole flow of what we were facing for the full bulk of the second half, and then the awareness of Forrest to cut back in and then play the ball across to, because Edward was looking for it, but again surrounded by 3 or 4 guys, and he finds Ayer at the back post in tons of space, and then you're just praying that Ayer's get the composure to finish the ball. And what a finish. Beautiful, the big man. What a right back he is.
Aye, a great finish. The thing I will say though, we just need a bit of quality. I know these games are horrible. It's probably one of the ugliest games of the season, but we just needed a bit of quality. And see, when you've got Edward on the park, you're only a second away from getting that bit of quality. He struggled all afternoon. He went on to miss a chance on the goal line.
Oh,
how the fuck did he miss that?
How did he fucking miss that?
Anyway,
why did again? I need to talk about it. Right, I need to talk about it. How did he miss that? All he had to do was lift the ball, and he played it right off Joe Lewis's legs.
I think it's McKenna and Lewis are lying on the goal line.
Aye, just lift it.
And he I don't know why.
Fell off the ground.
I don't know why he doesn't lift it.
It was crazy.
Anyway,
Well, let him off it.
We got the result in the end, and he was integral in that winning goal. James Forrest does brilliantly, as I say, rolls in Ayer, and what a finish for centre half. And I said during the week, we've just got to keep grinding out wins. And then I thought, what am I saying? We need to keep grinding out wins. We're absolutely smashing everybody.
Aye.
That was grinding it out.
We need to be able to grind out wins.
That is grinding it out in the purest sense today. That's where you don't play well. Aberdeen could have nicked that game. See it 1 each. Aberdeen could have nicked it 2-1, and you couldn't have too many complaints. For vast swathes of the game, we really struggled. But we found a way, and that is what champions do.
That's exactly what champions do. And you could see the reaction from the players when that final whistle went. And again, when you talk there about a bit of quality coming on, right, I just want to touch on briefly Ryan Christie and Rogic and what they did to see that game out. Just their ability on the ball to keep the ball, to hold on to the ball. Their technical ability to hold on to a ball was second to none, and that quality shone through just in the last few minutes just to see the game over the line. And then the reaction of the players and the manager at 93 minutes when that final whistle went tells you all you need to know about that game. That game was not ours for the taking, and we still come out of there with the 3 points and the win that we needed to kick on. Amazing. Couldn't be happier.
An absolutely monumental result on this road to 9 in a row. As I say, it's still 10-3 here as we sit here recording this. We're 13 points clear. That's more pressure heaped on the chasers, and they're not playing well. They need to go and play the hammer throwers, who are the Livingston are the informed team in the league.
Come on, Livy.
That will be uncomfortable for them, no doubt about that. But for us, we've just got to keep winning, like I say, and we are keeping winning. We've got today was a big test.
Yep.
Today was a big test. The next league game is home against Kilmarnock.
Yep.
And then after that, we're away to Livingston. I said
where we can't buy a goal.
I said last week, through Wednesday, through today, next week, and away to Livingston, if we can get 2 wins from Kilmarnock and from Livingston, we will be nearly there.
Aye, and I've spoken to a lot of folk this week who've said, "Oh, that's it, it's done." You're getting carried away with yourself. There's still a lot of games to play, and we can have sticky games.
You see
like
the day, if that finishes 1 each today, it's a glimmer of hope.
Aye.
And if they go and get a win, then it closes it again, and
aye,
you just don't want any of that.
It's close. It's still close enough that it can be nervy. So we just need to keep kicking on. Aye. If we do the business against Kilmarnock next week, and we find something in us to get a win at Livingston, that's it. I think we're moving towards it in great strides, and long may that continue.
Aye, what a sign of progress that would be if we could actually get a goal away against
Livingston. Aye.
Never mind a win. I'd take a game like that today, right now.
Aye.
If we come out 2-1.
So that
absolutely
all day long.
That's it for the post-match pint. The Hoops are 13 points clear. We're nearly there. We just need to keep grinding out these wins, as I said during the week. Like the video, comment with your own thoughts below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you during the week for the build-up to Copenhagen. Cheers.